and the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Monday, March 31st. We begin with cleanup efforts after a round of storms swept through the state yesterday. Our crews spent a lot of time south of Indianapolis last night in and around Columbus getting a closer look at some of the damage. Just take a listen to one person we spoke to on scene.
I seen it touch down on the field, and all the power lines over here went pop, 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 right in a row. And I ran inside, and I looked back out the window, and the tree come down, and the tornado went right over the road, and off it went, headed east. It's hard to just really put into words. It's more or less like you just kind of have the shock factor. Like you hear about all these horror stories, and to experience it's a whole different story.
Storm damage was more extensive in northern Indiana. Many people reported trees down on homes and vehicles throughout the county. And in northern Indiana, at least 2 deaths have been tied to yesterday's storms. The Porter County Sheriff's Office says a man was killed when a semi overturned. That was in Valparaiso near the intersection of US 30 and State Road 49 yesterday afternoon around 4:15. Also, the National Weather Service says that just after 5 yesterday, an Amish buggy was blown over, killing a person. That was near State Road 31 and County Road 43 in Elkhart County. Officials say another person was injured in the unincorporated county of Donaldson and Marshall County, where a mobile home was destroyed. Back in Indianapolis, we are still working to learn this morning what led to a shooting that killed a teenager and critically injured another on the northeast side. Police say it happened around 7:10 last night at an ExxonMobil gas station near the intersection of East 42nd and Midhofer Road. We're told when officers arrived, they found 2 teen boys with gunshot wounds. Both were taken to the hospital, where one of them was pronounced dead. As of now, investigators have not released any information on a suspect. Police are also asking the public to come forward with tips after a man was killed on the northeast side. It happened around 10:30 yesterday morning on Shady Oak Drive. That's a residential area off of 42nd Street, just east of the intersection with North German Church Road. IMPD says officers found the man shot near a dumpster. He was pronounced dead on scene. Right now, there is no word what led up to the shooting or any information on a suspect. Let's talk sports. Auburn is headed to the Final Four. The Tigers took down number 2 seed Michigan State in the South Regional in Atlanta, despite an injury to their top player. Johnny Broome hurt his right arm in the second half, but powered through, finishing with 25 points and 14 rebounds. Auburn beat the Spartans 70-64, securing just their second Final Four appearance in school history. While Purdue's Final Four dreams died on Friday, Boilermaker guard Braden Smith still has a reason to celebrate. He was named to the All-Midwest Regional team yesterday. The Westfield native was also a consensus first-team All-American and the Big Ten Men's Player of the Year this season. The Women's Basketball Invitation Tournament semifinal tips off at Hinkle Fieldhouse. The tournament for women's teams that didn't make the NCAA tournament is back in Indy for the second consecutive year. The semifinals will take place today, where Belmont will take on Villanova at 2:30 this afternoon. Florida takes on Minnesota in the second semifinal game. The winners will face each other in the finals this Wednesday. When it comes to the weather, Storm Track 8 says it's going to be a mostly cloudy and breezy day today. Meteorologist Tara Hastings has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
We had 70s over the weekend. Today, only in the 40s. And the wind's a bit breezy, so it's going to make it feel even colder out there. Here's a live look at Storm Tracker. We did have a little bit of some light precipitation, some light drizzle, and a few sprinkles here or there. Those beginning to fall apart right now, so that is the good news. We've got mainly cloudy conditions, but I'm already beginning to see maybe a few breaks in the clouds north and west of Indianapolis. All of the severe weather is now off to the south and east of us. We've got those winds out of the west and northwest, funneling in some of that colder air. So this morning we started off with temperatures into the mid 40s, and now we're into the lower 40s. We're at 41 degrees. We're going in the wrong direction here. Northwest winds at 22 miles per hour. That's creating a wind chill, or feels like temp at 31. We're at 36. That's the actual air temperature in South Bend. 35 in Chicago, 40 Lafayette, and 43 degrees in Richmond. I do think we will rebound a little bit later this afternoon, but I think we've already technically hit our high for the day today. Those winds out of the west and northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. They could gust at times around 20 and 25 miles per hour. So a bit of a breezy day and a cooler one as well. Lots of clouds in place, I think, for the first part of the day. Decreasing clouds for the afternoon. So we may see a little bit of sunshine before that sun sets here. A seasonable day on Tuesday, but then we have another round of storms heading in our direction for Wednesday. Those could be on the stronger side yet again. We'll time out that, all coming up in my full 7-day forecast.
To get a peek at Terra's full forecast, just head over to wishtv.com, or you can download the Wish TV Storm Track 8 app. And don't forget to check out our Storm Track 8 weather blogs. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Monday, March 31st. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.